All right. Here we are. We're live. We're waiting for people to show up. Maybe let me see if I can get people on Discord to show up. Okay. Oh wow, we got some viewers. Holy crap, 6 viewers. My goodness. Hello everybody. Hello. What's up, Red Elastic? Oh boy, yes. All right. I'm doing good. Hi Adrian. How are you? Everybody share this around. Let everyone know I'm live. We're going to be talking about Death Battle. I love you too. I love you too, Coleman. I love you too. Uh, we're gonna we're gonna talk about Death Battle. Brobuscus, how you doing? Yes, again, everybody. This is the only thing you come to my channel for. No, I'm serious. So yes, we're gonna talk about the animation for my first Death Battle stream. Can you believe it? Uh, this is gonna be an interesting one. So if this goes well, I may do more of these in the future. So, oh, thank you, Adrian. Thank you. Shut up, Red Elastic. I'm kidding. But yeah, thank you all. So if this goes well, then I might do more of these in the future. We may go over the animation previews and give our thoughts, and just have a little friendly debate. Last night's disappointing. Okay. Oh, okay. Hi, Sean. How you doing? Have fun playing on Jump Force, man. All right, so let's not waste any more time here. Again, if you all can share this in the Battle Mode Discord, I want to get everybody on there on. And other than that, let's just get right into it. So, Tuesday, well, technically yesterday too, uh, D- Death Battle Cast showed their of course sneak preview of the season finale of All Might versus Mike Guy. I am extremely excited for this only because of All Might. As everybody knows, I'm not that much a Naruto fan. I do not like their community. I think they can be very, very biased sometimes, and some of them are just hard to talk to. Like, trying to debate with the Naruto community is a challenge in itself, but that's just me. So yes, I'm excited for this season finale, and I'm hoping for some great things. I'm hoping for some great things. So we're gonna talk about this animation because I saw a lot of people in the comments in the Battle Mode Discord server. Everybody was kind of mixed on this animation. So I have the animation right here in front of me. Sadly, I cannot show it because StreamYard does not have they don't have the right tools for me to show the animation on screen. So, unfortunately, I have to just describe it. Hey, Claire, how you doing? Oh, you're lagging awesome? Sorry to hear that. Claire, you didn't miss anything. We're getting right into it. All right, so let's go over this bad boy. Let's see how it looks, and we're gonna judge it. We're gonna talk about the voice acting, and just overall, we're going to. I'm gonna give my thoughts on All Might, and how I think he's being grossly underestimated in this. So this won't be a long stream, but we're gonna get into it. All right, 10 people. Let's do this. Okay, so let's do this. Now, let's see. Okay, so the first frame I like this frame of Mike Guy just reading a My Hero Academia book. I feel like the Naruto characters. What's up? What's up, Emerald Hero? How you doing? I like this. I like this frame, and here comes All Might. I have noticed a lot of people have not been liking this All Might model. There isn't a lot of texture or shading around the eye area, but that doesn't bother me because there have been times people can go back and watch this. I was watching the My Hero Academia movie last night, and there are instances where they don't shade his eyes. They just have it be that it's just two black holes for his eyes. So I don't mind it. I really like how this model is it looks in Unreal Engine. It looks very good. Now, this is the same model from the My Hero Academia game because as of this moment, there's only one All Might 3D model because the second My Hero Academia game doesn't come out till next year. With that being said, I do not mind this. I like how this model looks. Kanji doing a great job voicing All Might. I personally think he was a good cast. Yes, he's no Christopher Sabat, but in my personal opinion, I do somewhat agree with Jaru. Christopher Sabat has a recognizable voice that you kind of have to get it out of your head that, okay, this isn't Vegeta or Piccolo, so it can be a little distracting listening to All Might's English dub voice actor. That's just me personally. The dub is not perfect. It's not that great, but that's one of the biggest distractions I have. Yeah, which I don't mind it. Yes, I am here. Okay, I won't be mad. Yes, Emerald Hero. It is a great anime. It is a great fucking anime. I don't know how they managed to screw up Jump Force. That's a good question. You need to see My Hero Academia. It is. It's one of the best anime of 2010 decades. That's debatable, but he's a pretty good VA. Yeah, exactly. We're gonna go over that. So right now, the main thing I want to address, I know this has been bugging some people. What they're doing here is, unlike in their past animations involving 3D or Unreal Engine, they're not just having the models be rendered. Instead, what they're doing, because if you notice with Unreal Engine, sometimes without proper lighting and shading, it can look a little bit like clay. It's able to just stretch all over the place. So, but this one, it's clear that they wanted to represent and bring that sort of choppy frame rate animation into this for these characters, which I like. I love when Death Battle experiments with animation, and this is why I'm looking forward to this one, because it's very choppy, the frame rate is a little low, and that's the sort of stuff I miss. Hello, Marlon. How are you? Oh, that's good. You're home from school. Yes, exactly. So I do not mind how this looks because I think people really need to just look at this from how they're wanting to do it. They're not wanting this to just be a standard Unreal Engine 3D fight. They really want to experiment. Like here, right here, just the way, if you go back, you can play this frame by frame. The way Mike Guy just exaggerates as he sits down, he puts his arm up to arm wrestle All Might. I like how it moves in motion. Now, yeah, could there be a little bit more shading for All Might? Yes, because there is a lot of shading going on for Might Guy. You can see the shadows in his face, and you can see some interesting little details on how his hand looks. Like his hand is shadowed right there. I like that. All Might looks pretty good. The backgrounds look fucking fantastic. Like, these fucking backgrounds, they really outdid themselves. Like, okay, so if I had to guess, I would say these have to be Unreal Engine 3D backgrounds with some great fucking lighting. Like, they almost look like They're not standing out too much, but they're blending in just at the right time. I like that. And of course, the arm wrestle. I like how they do the arm wrestle. Okay, yeah, right there. I can go back. There is a little hiccup on All Might's shoulder. Like you can kind of see. It almost looks like his costume has a hole in it, but that's okay. You're gonna notice things like that. Yeah, it's kind of glitching out, and right there, I love the detail on how they're going through the wood table. And this is where the voice acting gets good. I have the power of youth on my side. I think Kanji gets better as All Might as he goes on, and there was a little bit of shadowing in All Might's face. Um, yeah. So right there, since it's kind of short, based off my opinion, okay, yeah, his mouth doesn't move, but to be fair, I mean, there's only so much they can do with this type of animation because since they're trying to experiment, most of the time it's gonna look pretty damn good, but sometimes I'm guessing throughout the full fight you will notice kind of little hiccups and all of that. They weren't able to get it fully right. So, but I would say like the rest all throughout this animation preview, after All Might doesn't talk and his mouth does, I'm sorry, after his mouth doesn't move, I'd say the mouth flaps are good, but it's just that's a problem with this type of animation is they have to really try and and just adapt what they're trying to do because I assume they were like, hey, let's not just have this be a 3D fight like Dracula versus Ganondorf or Weiss versus Mitsuru. I think they really wanted to go above and beyond to give us something we haven't seen before, and that's what I respect. This is almost like an improved version of an old DBX with Kenshiro and Saitama, that looked much worse. I think this is way, way better. I think they figured out how to make it better. And this almost looks like I don't know who's working on this. Of course, Torian, of course, the interns, but and maybe Devil Artemis. But it almost looks like they also got assistance from the CG Rooster Teeth animation team because I can sort of see a little bit of similarities there. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Hey, what up? What up? What up? Yeah, yeah. You're gonna have to cut some cords. I mean, no, no. Yeah. I mean, this is obviously something new, and it's not gonna be perfect. But I think so far, as somebody who dabbles in animation and how it's done, I really like it. I think it looks great, especially the details they're trying to add. Now, I did notice a lot of people complaining that there isn't that much texturing going on, which is true. I see the lack of textures, but I believe that's an artistic choice. Um, Maybe they couldn't add the textures, and that's why they're kind of going for these shadows and almost good lighting to kind of hide the missing textures. Because especially for All Might, Mike guy I've seen, he looks very good. He doesn't have a lot of textures, but but the shading and the shadowing and the lighting for him looks very good. I like it. I think it looks very well done. But for All Might, it could use a little bit more work. But that's just me. The timer at the bottom, well, sometimes because I think they did this on accident. Whenever you see a finished animation, they usually have a little timer at the bottom. This is done in pencil test, storyboard animations, where There, can't talk today. Where they will sample through the animation, the dialogue will play from the voice acting, and they'll just see, okay, how is it looking so far? And then when it's the finished one, they'll still have that little timer at the end. So that's there because I guess somebody either forgot to take it out, or they're just playing the sampled finished animation with the timer. So that's why you have that little ticker right there. Yeah, it looks like they just took one of the models from the Naruto games from Might Guy and just used it. So maybe it could be Ninja Storm 4 because Naruto has a lot of fucking 3D games. So they had plenty of models for Might Guy to choose from. All Might only has one, so that is kind of a little limiting on their part because there's only so much they can do with one 3D model character and others that and not finding any other ones. Who's playing? Yes, Kaji Tane is All Might. Kaji is no stranger. He holds the longest winning death battle streak. He played Zoro in Zoro versus Urza. I said it right. He played Samurai Jack in Samurai Jack vs. Afro Samurai. He also was in the season premiere of season 6. He was the voice of Aquaman. So this is his fourth time being in Death Battle, and so far he is 3-0. Now, this does kind of go into my theory on why All Might would win, because I've noticed it's a pattern with the voices that they cast. So yeah, I think Kaji is pretty good as All Might. I know not a lot of people like it or they think it needs work, but I like how he's trying not to go for a Christopher Sabat impersonation. I mean, some lines that feels like a Sabat take. Yeah, can't talk today. Some lines in this, it does sound like a Sabat take, but for the most part, I like how he is trying to do his own thing. So it sounds good. I think the more I've watched this, the more it's kind of adapted to me. But that's just me personally. Now, Guy, they have not listed his voice actor. And what's strange is Ben Senior, like a week before the animation is shown to us, he'll come out and he'll tweet who the voice actors are. But he didn't do that. Kaji had to tweet on his own Twitter that he's playing All Might, and we didn't find out who was playing Might Guy until we heard his voice. Most people, Brobuscus and Z-Dog themselves speculated that maybe it's Skip, one of the original voice actors who played Might Guy in Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. Maybe they got him to reprise his role secretly. After going back and watching a couple of Might Guy clips, it does sound like Skip. It almost sounds too identical. So it could be Skip that is playing Might Guy, which if that's the case, I'm happy they got him because I like his Might Guy. I may not like Naruto anymore, but I do like Might Guy's VA. I think he's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they did do that. Well, okay, Sigma does not count because those were just voice clips. Though they didn't actually get the actor to come back to play Sigma. That was just reused audio clips for him. Yeah, exactly. Well, technically, if you count Carolina, Church, and the Meta, it'll technically be, what, the fifth or sixth time they've got an official voice actor to come back and play these characters? I don't know. Exactly, Emerald. It is best to go with your own performance. Don't try and copy somebody else because, I don't know, that just takes away from something you're trying to do. They weren't? Okay, well, interesting. Okay, then, I did not know that. Wow, Liam, nice job. All right, then. Well, then that's cool. They actually got Sigma's voice actor to come back. That's nice. Yes, it will be a mighty battle. Um, I don't know. I'm gonna be in the one of the minority here. I think this animation is solid. I like that they're experimenting. They're trying to give us a new type of 3D animation instead of just doing the same thing they've done again and again. Because before this, Dracula versus Ganondorf was the only experimented 3D fight this season because it was done mostly in Source Filmmaker, and they got three talented Source Filmmaker animators, one of them being Devil Artemis. So now that they're experimenting again and they're not going for that. They're not trying to go for Unreal Engine models, and they're not trying to make it look like Source Filmmaker. They're really trying to have it be almost like how Dragon Ball Fighters and the Naruto Storm games look. Because if you see the Naruto Storm games, those look incredible. It almost does look like it came out of that animation team. So I like that. And again, the backgrounds are so fucking beautiful. Like, this has to be the best looking background plate I've ever seen them use. And just the fact that it almost looks photorealistic, it looks entirely photorealistic. I think that just adds another layer on top of this animation. And I can only imagine how insane it's going to get when it starts. Like after they have the arm wrestling contest. Which, by the way, I love that it starts off them. They are just arm wrestling. That's awesome. Unreal Engine is Unreal Engine is basically Lick. I cannot talk. I cannot talk. I apologize. Unreal Engine is a rendering system that they use to render models much faster and add a little bit more detail. I can't really explain the whole statistics, but to summarize, if you've noticed how there are some video games, some popular ones that have used Unreal Engine, but they use Unreal Engine 4, so it's a more advanced version of the system, and that's how they're able to just make all of these environments, these models, the props, all of them look so good because they're rendered in that. Death Battle does not use Unreal Engine 4. They use a scaled back version, but ever since they did Optimus versus the Gundam, Darkseid versus Thanos, they've gotten better with it and how they incorporate it. So now, pretty much, they'll be able to. That's why they'll. Okay, so another reason why their 3D fights are gonna look so clean now is because they're using Unreal to render these models, so they won't have to painstakingly wait for the damn things to render for an eternity. Because there's a huge difference in quality when you don't render them in Unreal and when you have to render them, say, via Adobe Animate or Source Filmmaker. There's a huge difference in quality. Yeah, it's very fascinating. Yeah, exactly. Spyro used Unreal Engine. Um, it's okay. Okay. Well, how long will the animation be? That's a good question. I think, because their 3D fights are nowhere longer than 6 minutes. So if I had to guess how long this is going to be, and this will play into how long the track for the season finale is going to be, I'm going to say this is going to be around maybe 4 minutes, 30 seconds, because I don't really think they would want to waste all of these resources. And plus, these are two characters that can do crazy things. So I don't really believe they would want to just have it be 3 minutes. So I believe it is going to be 4 minutes. Yeah, maybe. If it's 5 minutes, I'll be that'll be awesome. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, thank you, Brobuscus. That's a good example. If you go back and you look at Thor versus Wonder Woman, aka the one of the ugliest 3D fights of recent years, Torian's computer was having rendering issues, so there would be certain parts of the fight where Thor's chain metal from his Marvel vs. Capcom 3D model would disappear, or sometimes it would be jittery and it wouldn't look like it was properly finished. It looks like it's still in the early stages. So that's why that fight looked a little off. It's because sometimes because the quality of it kept changing from back and forth. Sometimes it would look very good. Sometimes it would look like early 3D death battle animation. Yeah, okay, so let's also talk about the track. Now, because this isn't a super long preview, the track sounds pretty good. I noticed a lot of people saying it sounds very similar to Emerald Heroes, which I think that's a good thing. That because if that's the case, it sounds like it's Wolf Media doing the season finale again, which is awesome. They get to compose two death battles in a row, and it's the season finale. But if they actually did use what they did on Emerald Heroes, I like that, and to me that sets up that this could be an awesome track, especially with these two characters. There's a lot of emotion they can incorporate because that's what I've always loved about My Hero Academia. The music incorporates and has so much emotion going on. It only makes the epic fights even better. So I'm really hoping that if it is Wolf Media that did this, that they took those cues and added their own little flavors to it. But I do like how this track is sounding so far. So not bad. I hope it has vocals. That would be awesome if it had vocals. Because that's what I want for their tracks, to have fucking vocals all the time. You know, I know some death battle tracks can't have vocals, but adding vocals to something like this would be a necessity. But if they don't and they just stick to the MHA and the Naruto style of how they compose their music, I'll be fine with that as long as it's memorable, because that is something I'm particularly nitpicky on. I want to remember these tracks. I don't want them to just blend in the background. And I think this one does a good job of sort of rising as they're starting to fight. Yeah, it sounds great. It does. It would be amazing, because that's why Emerald Heroes is still my favorite track of season 6, because it has vocals and because it just sounds so good. Even though your only mate has complained time and time again that he can't understand it, you just have to listen to those kind of vocals again and again. But yeah, I love Emerald Heroes. I think if this can top that, then bravo. Yeah, it did. It really did. It did. But yeah, I think that's about it for the preview. It does look very good. So overall thoughts, I'm excited for it. I'm happy they're experimenting with this animation, and I love the photorealistic backgrounds. The track sounds pretty good from what we hear of it, and Kanji is doing a pretty good job as All Might. And if it is true that they got Skip back, then that's awesome. That's very awesome that he got to come back and play my guy. Because, man, I think it's just I would rather they bring back Skip, but I'm pretty sure anybody could do it. Anybody could do a good Mike Guy voice demo. Yes. Yes, exactly. Exactly. They did release it. They did release the lyrics. Goodbye Chimichanga was very good because it went through so many different genres and styles of music, cartoony jazz, Western, and of course Cuban style music, and that Little Mermaid bit. The fact that it went through so many different genres of music, that's what made it very very appealing to my ears. Just very good stuff. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Just go on their Twitter, and then you'll be able to understand them. So, all right, now that we're done talking about the animation preview, let's go ahead and talk about this fight and how I believe, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think everyone is grossly underestimating All Might. Now I don't mean to sound like I'm downplaying any of Mike Guy's feats, but that's only because Naruto characters, aside from Naruto himself, are not that impressive. Because the best thing they could do is just, what, destroy a fucking town if they wanted to? Like, that's the type of power that they can incorporate. I don't care if it's slander or lies. I don't think that Mike Guy's feats are as big and as earth shattering as people make them be, as people make them out to be. Excuse me. Exactly. Yeah. Good point there, Adrian. Just look at the last few Naruto fights we've had. If Sasuke is supposed to be the second most powerful ninja in the Leaf Village, then why the hell um did his feats, when broken down, look so small in comparison to Naruto? Um, Even Jiraiya, who, yes, he did have some good feats in his own, but everybody was assuming just because he can do the. Oh crap! I forgot the name of Naruto's ultimate form. I know y'all will let me know what it's called down in the comments below. Yeah, I know Guy fought Madara, but he only. But guess what? He was fighting him with eight gates. Like before that, that's what it took for him to put up a decent fight. Is just go into his eight gates and Sage mode, thank you. Sage mode, thank you. Okay, yeah. So people were assuming just because Jiraiya has a Sage mode, okay, that's it for Master Roshi, because the best thing Master Roshi could do is blow up a moon. But they didn't take into account that, okay, the dude also was in the uh, Tournament of Power, and he fought plenty of combatants who could do more than just blow up a fucking moon. And but back to Guy, yeah, I watched that fight, and because he said he was putting up a better fight than most, that really doesn't mean anything because Madara was just that fucking strong that someone like Guy of all people, not Kakashi, not Sasuke, not even fucking Naruto, no, Guy of all people could give him a better fight when he activated the eighth gates. No, I don't believe they're not going to give Guy his eighth gates because, of course, that's part of his standard arsenal. And yes, I know Madara said Guy almost killed him, but that's almost killed him. There's a difference between killing somebody and almost killing them. Hell, there's even a major difference between from almost beating your opponent to just straight out beating them. And I can think of more times All Might has been able to beat his opponents than almost beat them. Yeah, yeah, probably. No, it's okay, Reckless. Thank you for coming. Thanks for dropping by, man. I don't believe that just because Guy's Eighth Gates almost killed Madara, and they gave him the necessary techniques to be on his level. I don't see that as something that is going to automatically give him the win as soon as this fight comes to its close, because All Might is not Madara. He's way above. I would say he's either on or he's above him, if you want to kind of scale them and see how they stack up. Because, hell, I mean, All for One could beat the crap out of Madara because of all these fucking hacks he has. Well, again, I just said, Robuscus. Hey, Claire. I believe that All for One, yeah, he is on fucking Madara's level. Hell, I'd say he's even past him. And even that villain in the My Hero Academia movie, he was arguably on All for One's level because he had all these fucking quirks, and he had this and he had all of this machinery that could go up against these heroes. I'm just saying. Um, I'm just saying, guys. Madara in the Naruto universe is just, I don't know how to say it. Yes, he's a badass. Yes, he's arguably one of the strongest fucking combatants in the Naruto universe. But to say that All Might has never been through something like that is ludicrous because he has. Even if you want to go back to when he was in his prime. Okay, yes, he went to toe. Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm not gonna deny. Yeah, I'm not gonna downplay that. Madara did go toe to toe with blonde Jesus over there, or Ninja Jesus, what have you. But again, Sasuke has went toe to toe with blonde with Ninja Jesus. There's been a lot of people that have gone toe to toe with that guy, and they've been able. And Sasuke is one of the few people who can actually go toe to toe with Naruto in his fucking Sage mode. So it's pretty much okay if Madara is really the closest thing the Naruto universe has to a godlike ninja or a godlike villain, then yes, I would say the fact that Guy was able to come close to beating him, he was able to give him a much better fight than anyone else could, and the fact that he almost killed him, that says that is something to take away from him. He's very, very great. I don't know how else to phrase it other than that, other than, okay, yes, I will. I'm not downplaying Guy myself. I know it sounds like I am because of how I'm phrasing it, but I just don't believe that Guy is on that same level as the main protagonist. Because if that was the case, then all Shonen characters should have supporting characters that are on that kind of level. I just don't think so. That's just me, though. Yeah, I know his fans kept calling him a god, and they were over exaggerating and being ridiculous. Yeah, exactly. Well, see, there you go. Bullshit is the reason he didn't get killed. Exactly, yeah, no. I'm just saying, All Might has been through more things that can be ranked as Madara like threat levels. And the difference between him and Guy is that he beat those Madara threat levels. He beat All for One, he beat Nomu, and he beat the movie villain. And those three combined were able to not only give him a challenge, but they were also able to come close to either killing him or just overall beating the crap out of him. And this was while he was, and this was while he had a time limit on his buff form, which that's another thing I want to bring up. I think if they do give All Might the time limit or any kind of restrictions on his buff form, then that's just not, that doesn't make this a debate. That just makes this nothing more than a Captain Marvel versus Shazam all over again, because there is no fun in them putting those kind of restrictions on one character while the other character gets no kind of restrictions, because in my opinion that's how you would make, that's how I think this would be even. If you're going to give All Might restrictions, then you've got to give Might Guy restrictions on what he can bring or what kind of limits he has in his corner. Just my 2 cents. I'm just, again, that this is what I believe. Yes, I won't. Well, okay, if they're, yeah. So if they are not indeed going to give All Might his time limit, they're going to take his prime into account. I think that is why he will beat Might Guy. Because yes, we haven't seen much of him in his prime on screen, but we do, we it's in the manga. We know about it. It's just, I don't know. It just makes this an interesting debate, and I'm happy they actually went with this. Even though I may not like the Naruto universe, I'm very happy that they went with Might Guy for All Might's first debut opponent. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, Eight Gase almost killed him, but you can make the argument that, okay, you can make the argument that just because Eighth Gase almost killed him, or it actually did kill him because he did die, but he was brought back by, again, blonde Jesus over here, and he was put in a wheelchair. Whereas All Might was was close. He was actually not. He's been close to losing One for All on many separate occasions, but finally, when he had his final battle with All for One, that's where it was gone. And let me just say, the fact that he didn't straight up die from what All for One was packing and saying that was going to kill him is pretty much the comparison between someone who almost slash did die and someone who should have died but didn't, even though the main villain said all of these things would kill him. And there's an argument to be made, yeah, All Might should have died in his fight for against One for All, but he didn't. Yes, I think he will be in his prime, even though they are using his Golden Age slash season 1 through 3 look model because that's the only one they have. I think they will be taking his prime into account. And because if it wasn't All Might in his prime and it's just him from the first 3 seasons, that's incredibly unfair. Then it's not even a debate, in my opinion. It's not. Because, of course, Guy's going to win. Even though, technically speaking, uh, All Might from those first 3 seasons was able to hold his buff form even past his time limit. Even when it was running out, he, just on sheer force of will alone, he kept it going. Yeah, that did diminish the time limit by a significant amount, but doesn't matter. The guy was still able to push forward because that's the one thing All Might and Might Guy have in common is that they will continue to push forward, but it's only a matter of okay, who can push forward the most, who is not going to die and going to still give it their all when all is said and done. Do I think it would have been better if he died? Um, I'm not going to say no because, I mean, frig, the way they advertised it, I thought he was going to die. And it would have been sad, but it would have been a very great emotional death that I think would have hit and resonated with a lot of people because that's the difference. That's another thing between All Might and Might Guy. All Might is like fucking Superman. You know, he's so gosh darn lovable. The man is just a pure individual, and that's another reason why I'm still sticking with him because, I mean, uh, it's the pure individuals like that. They don't deserve to die, even if it is just fictional, even if it is just a fanfic or it's just for entertainment purposes. You kind of don't want them to. Hell, I saw plenty of comments in this preview where nobody wanted these characters to die because they're so gosh darn lovable. And something else that I forgot to mention, I love how this fight not only starts out with them arm wrestling, but it starts out, and even though they haven't known each other for nearly 5 freaking minutes, they're as soon as they're arm wrestling, they start to respect one another, and it's just a friendly challenge. It's not, oh, you killed this person, or oh, you did this wrong, and now we have. There's no dark, or there's no typical opening to just have them fight. It's just they All Might shows up. Might Guy wants to have an arm wrestling challenge with him. They do it, and they start respecting one another, and they both admit while they see that they do respect one another, they can't lose because they don't want to lose. I like that. I think that's a very good way to keep to their characters. Yeah, you know. Okay, okay, Emerald, take care. Later, man. No, they're not the same person. Even though, I don't know. I don't think they are. But that's just my 2 cents. I'm sticking with All Might. I do believe that everything that the character has been through, and the fact that, okay, when you really look at it, um, I don't know how else to say it other than my guy is definitely gonna put All Might through one hell of a fight. This is going to be an uphill battle, and I believe that if given the chance, if they just decided they didn't want this to be a debate, if they wanted it to be just a fight like the aforementioned Captain Marvel versus Shazam, then obviously Mike Guy's going to win because there is no debate here. There's absolutely nothing to suggest that they would give it to All Might, but the fact that they're wanting this to be a debate. They're wanting to put these two characters at their best and just have them go all out instead of just one going all out and one being forced to go all out. I think that makes this fight even more intriguing. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think on that. I do, and let me tell you something. If All Might does win, you know what that means because that means I was right and I told you so. Because every time I pick these characters and people tell me that there's no way they're going to win, this character's been through this much, what happens? Most of the time, they win. I'm not trying to brag or boast. I'm just saying history always has a way of repeating itself. And All Might is, once again, that character that I think people shouldn't underestimate, even though I'm not saying y'all are intentionally, and that's fine. You know, if people still are sticking with Guy, I'm not forcing you to change your vote. I'm not even telling you you should really reconsider. No, I'm just laying down my facts, my opinions, and looking at this from just a basic debate point of view.
Not, so yes, that's just how I'm doing it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yes. Am I biased towards? All right, bro, Buscus. What if All Might wins? I'm sorry. What if Guy wins? I'm sorry. If Guy wins, I want them to do a good job of explaining why Guy won. I want them to go over this and not just give me the straight up facts. It's because my guy was stronger, he had the better techniques, blah blah blah. Don't give me a summarization. Actually break it down and show me why my guy won. That's what I need to hear. I don't want them to hand me all of this bullshit because that's exactly what they've done. That's exactly what they did in Ben 10 versus Green Lantern. They just gave me basic summaries that were kind of bullshit. And we all know that that fight should have been handled a lot better with them explaining why, in their opinion, Green Lantern would win the majority of the time. Yes, I know. Johnny Cage, Ben 10, and Lobo died. Yes, those were my preferred characters. I'm not gonna hide that. I'm not gonna pretend those never happened. They did happen, and so again, it's tied up more or less. But I knew Dracula was gonna win. I knew the Mask was gonna win. I was going back and forth on Tatsumaki versus Mob Psycho, so I don't really want to throw that into there because I said Mob may win, but then after going to my friend Jaru and looking up Tatsumaki's own feats, then I just said, okay, well I'm going Tatsumaki. So that's what I did. Hold on, guys. All right, guys. All right, guys. Sorry about that. I should probably wrap it up soon, so I'll answer these last few comments because I gotta go watch some shit with some friends. Ah, yes, mate. We're talking about mate. Anyway, on Joker's new look, I don't know. I mean, I wish they would have fucking changed it. I mean, it looks like they touched it up slightly, but I wish they would have given him a different head. I don't know, because his whole look looks good. The body looks good. I love that they gave him the cane. It's just I do not like that head. I don't like the face details or any of that. It really just looks weird. So, but I like that obviously they got Richard to reprise his role as Joker because he's the voice of Raiden, so it's kind of easy to get him. It does, yeah, it does. That's why I'm happy they made subtle small touch-ups, but I wish they would have just gone for a different kind of head design. I don't know because it looks like they just went back and they wanted to they went back to his first Injustice head and his second Injustice look, and they just made a hybrid of that in when they had to touch it up because we wouldn't stop complaining to them that it looks horrifying and not in a good way. Most wanted Smash character? I don't know. That's a good question. Who who should get in Smash? I would like Sans to be in officially, so that can piss off your only mate. I would like just I don't know anybody who gets in Smash. I won't mind as long as it's something I can um, get behind. That's just me. Because if they just announced they're gonna add Pac-Man, I'm gonna be like, eh. But if they announced they were gonna add someone else, like, yeah, like Crash or Ratchet, then I'd be okay with that. I like it. Still, it, well, oh man, I was asked this question again. Okay, for right now, it's tied between Ben 10 versus Green versus GL and Deadpool versus The Mask. But if this fight, when this fight drops next week, and if All Might wins, then I think it'll break the tie. But I'm gonna have to go back and watch those three episodes to find out which one is number one, which is gonna be fun. But yeah, so again, to wrap that up, um, yeah, I said GL. No, thank you, Adrian. That's a nice. I'm on too many Discord servers, and technically, Battle Mode has a death battle discussion, so technically, I am part of a death battle Discord, and even and Brobuscus's own thing, has a death battle discussion. Can't really talk about that too much because it's his headquarters. But anyway, but thank you for that. I appreciate you offering me. Yes, GL instead of using Green Lantern. Oh, Doctor Sleep. It's Doctor Sleep. That's my favorite movie of the year. If you haven't seen that, if you're a Stanley Kubrick Shining fan, you're gonna love it. It's criminally now an underrated bomb because it didn't make a lot at the box office, and that's what happens when a movie like that comes out with fucking Frozen of all things. It pisses me off that the movies like Doctor Sleep bomb and movies like fucking Frozen 2 get to succeed. It's a stupid world we live in. So yeah, to wrap up, my overall thoughts on All Might versus Guy. I'm sticking with All Might. I'm not downplaying or doubting anybody for choosing Mike Guy because I understand we're all biased. Let's not lie here in my stream. We're all biased and we deserve to go for who we think should win, but I don't think Mike Guy's feats are even close to hyping up or being on another fucking level or even surpassing Naruto because I mean Naruto could realistically do those things that guy has done if he was either trained or I don't know, maybe he didn't have chakra. So it's kind of a catch-22, you know what I mean? But I'm still obviously gonna go for All Might, and I do think he will win. And if he doesn't, well, there's nothing wrong with me saying I was wrong. I'm not ashamed to admit that. Yes, rest in peace to that picnic table. Jesus, it always has to be a picnic table that gets destroyed in an arm wrestling contest. They didn't ask for that. Um, yeah, I'll talk to you more about that. I'll see what I can do if I'm available for that headquarters related thing you asked me. Nice, nice, dope. You're on your way. You are on your way. Nice. So, yeah. But it's cool, guys. It's cool. I think this is shaping up to be one of their best season finales they've had in a while. Will it be as good as Darkseid versus Thanos? I know objectively most people will say no. I do think most people will say no, but for me, um, it could be. It very much could be. I think that and this will potentially be my favorite two season finales of recent years. That's the problem. That's the problem. X. They keep using Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and obviously they're going to fucking lose. It's just a stupid, redundant fact that the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers are not the strongest Power Rangers of all of the Power Rangers. So, I mean, I wish they would use different series, but who am I to argue with Mighty Morphin being so fucking damn iconic and the most memorable? Personally, okay, awesome. That's good. Again, I may be in the minority on that. Well, I think they'll do Ridley. You never know. They could do Ridley. Well, here's hoping we do get some Ranger solo fights. Well, okay, yeah, that's fine. You know, I mean, Darkseid versus Thanos was a very, very, very good season finale. I think, in my personal opinion, it was hands down better than Virgil versus Sephiroth. Obviously, Deadpool versus Pinkie Pie. It was easily one of the best we've had in a long, long time. But I think All Might versus Mike Guy, if they go all out, I think it will be Darkseid versus Thanos level of quality. You want Shrek? He may get in. You never know. I don't really see how he couldn't. I mean, as long as Death Battle keeps going, characters will undoubtedly get in. That's just how it works. You know? But, yeah. Just looking through your guys' comments, see if I missed anything. Yes, they should have had Pennywise instead of the Joker, but you know, that didn't happen. Yeah, yeah, guy could scale to base Kakashi, but again, it's just I don't see it. That's just me though. Ooh, interesting. Yep, 3 days. 3 days till the season 6 finale. Personally, I'm curious to see what season 7 is going to be like because I've seen it across the board. This has not been a very great season. They've had some good fights, and they've had a lot of really mixed fights. Um, and the fact that they kind of advertised that this would be a oddball pairing season, that only happened with Ben 10 versus Green Lantern. Um, Freddy Krueger versus Pennywise is a great one. I like that. And if you want to see that now, then go to Rewind Rumble. That was our season 2 premiere. We did Pennywise versus Freddy Krueger, and and we did it in a whole new style. So go check it out if you don't want to wait. Yeah, yeah. They'll probably do Todoroki versus Zuko, and their reasoning for why Zuko would win, even though Todoroki does more than just firebend, is because Zuko caught lightning, and yes, he did. He caught his father's lightning, which was said to be the most powerful lightning in the Avatar universe. But so did Aang, so that may be their reasoning for why Zuko may have a slight victory over Todoroki, because they don't have lightning-based characters. They have a laser character, but they do have an electricity character who just so happens to be one of Red Riot's friends. So who's to say? You know? Who's to say? But yeah, again, I'm excited for this season finale. I think it'll be great. It'll be interesting to see how they take it. And season 7, I think season 7 needs to step up personally because we've been, this has just been nothing but season 5 2.0 instead of what it was supposed to be. So I hope next year they do more oddball matchups instead of more requested because it feels like it's just getting ridiculous at this point. Yeah, I see that. I could see that. X. I could see that happening. But yeah, guys. Looks like that's about it for my first Death Battle stream. I'm gonna go ahead and call it. Like I said, I have to go watch the third episode of Harley Quinn and the fifth episode of The Mandalorian with a friend. But thank you all so much for tuning in. I'll definitely do this again if you guys want me to, because Duo takes a while to upload my reviews. That's why they've been coming out a week after the episode is dropped instead of on Thursdays or Fridays, like 2 days before after. But if that happens again, what I could do is I'll do another stream like this, and we'll go over the fight as a whole, and you can kind of see a sneak preview of my thoughts on the fight, so that way it doesn't feel like you have to wait a long time to see my thoughts. And we'll start doing more Death Battle streams where we could talk about potential matchups, what we think is going to happen in Season 7, like going over past seasons. We'll do all of that because I know you guys like the Death Battle, even though starting next year, Death Battle as this year, it's not the main focus of the channel. It's just a side thing, but it just so happens to be the side thing that blows up much better than my main content. But, that's okay. But yeah, guys, I definitely want to thank you all for tuning in and chatting with me about this, and I hope that I'm right. But I look forward to the fight nevertheless on Monday. So yeah, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and get going. Again, you all know the deal by now. Definitely give this a like. Definitely subscribe if you're new. And just let's get a discussion going the next time. So, yeah, everybody, thank you all, and I'll see you all for the next stream. Have a good weekend, everybody.